You need to really take it back to basic human-to-human interactions as well, because we do nudge each other on a daily basis, just in basic interactions, and it's not manipulative or pushy. It's just, it is what it is. So if you can get that sort of machine-to-human relationship to act the same, then...
Think about, I mean, that's a great point you make, because if you had to just think of, let's take this case from an example point of view. If you had to think of, in the last time that you were in a social setting where people around you were consuming, I don't know, soda pop or tequila, it doesn't matter which way you look at it. At some point, somebody is going to want to convince you to have what they have, or try what they have, or taste what they taste. And what you find is that social influencing system is what was used in the context of social media companies to exploit that network's capability. So that means that it's almost like you are more interested, and if you think of the evidence is pretty clear in the social media world, you are far more interested in your friends' opinions about the products that you have bought than the companies who sold you the product's opinion about what they think is important to you, because the great marketing lie is kind of well entrenched in many places. So that means that the influence that you want to exert over that collective, and if you take a social view on it, means that you need to find the influencer. You need to find, and if you had to take maybe kind of a bit of a network graph view on this, and you look at, let's say at time 0, you are the only one in a particular facility, and you get to time 1, and it's you and a number of other people. And the challenge with data collection, other than if you look at social science, you having to go and research it, is that knowing that this person is central and these are not, is very difficult to determine unless you have a technological tracking mechanism. And that's why social media is so important in a lot of these kind of situations generically, because you will know that if you had to think, in this case, this relationship make this person far more important than these relationships, because there are 2 degrees removed people that make that person important and makes you important. So that means the centralities that are created around this individual in the middle will give you a sense that if you take that person out of the network, there will be a structural hole, and you'll break a lot of what was creating the cohesiveness in that conversation. So that means that by the time we get to time 2, and this has evolved, and let's say that this one has only got one of the networks gone, and it's shifted to somebody else that is now new, and this person is still in the center, you could start seeing that the between-us centrality in this person was quite high. And you will only know that if you track this dynamic network over a longer period of time, and you can see how the nodes are shifting over time when some are taken away and some are added. So the idea is that if you could do that automatically without having to get the person to sign up for a social media platform, and you can get that done in a, let's say, a bar or something like that, or in an office where people are working, or in a restaurant, you will be able to see that if you influence one person, you can have impact on everybody around them. And you'll be able to track how many ideas are moving. And this is a concept called the community that we can talk about at some point. The community is the distance that an idea can travel in a network and the pace. So that means you create a community that all start believing the same things. Because what could happen in this case is that these people here and that person there had opposing views. So when the opposing views started playing out, that person decided that they'll stay, but their friends all fled because they don't want to believe what these people believe. And you can normally track that if you have a dynamic network over time, because you can see it in the centralities that the between-us would have been very different. So here, the between-us would have been high and the between-us would have been low. So the closeness would have been high on both situations. So if you cut it as like a data set, and you know that you've got these time brackets, you can see the shifting movements, and that influences how you would then recommend things to them.